what's going on? I thought we were the three of us were gonna do this together.
No, Sean. I'm stepping in.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, that's awesome. That's great. Yeah.
I don't think that we really need you.
Right. Cool. Yeah. No, that's awesome. Yes. So I guess I'll be over here in case you need me.
Yeah, Josie and I can handle it just fine.
Yeah, we don't need you, Sean.
All right. Yeah. If you need anything, I'll be right here.
Yeah, we won't.
Okay. All right.
Hello and welcome, Grand Rapids. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm your anchor, Josie Sabo.
And I'm your other anchor, Brittany Devon.
And because we can only kick out the darkness for so long, we have kicked up the top national, local, and world stories you might have missed.
You're welcome, Grand Rapids. This is
NewsFlash.
Our top story tonight. So how's everyone doing? Kind of awful? Yeah, us too. Sounds like Electric Forest was a real bummer this year. For real though, as everyone I assume in this room already knows, this past Friday the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade, which means people who are capable of getting pregnant don't have the same fundamental liberty to bodily autonomy that they did last week. Fun! It also means that instead of federal protection, each state has to decide whether individuals can have legal abortion or not.
I mean, yeah, that's right, and it really sucks, but why did the Supreme Court stop there? Why did they stop at states? Why not make it up to every county in every state, or every city?
That sounds even worse.
Why not every household?
Okay, I see where you're going. Well, next you'll say that every individual should make their own decision whether it's okay to have abortion?
Doesn't that just make sense?
No argument there. And while we're on this subject, there's a lot of talk about this topic right now, understandably. And while a lot of people are well-meaning, the majority of the language surrounding this discussion is very gendered. I want to remind everyone that this is a human rights issue and that there are many individuals that this decision affects. So keeping that in mind when raising your voice, let's leave the gender norms where they belong, buried with SCOTUS in hell.
I think that's a great point about how we should amplify the voices of others. And without any more said.
In other Supreme Court news, they also struck down a New York state law that placed limits on who can get a permit to carry a gun in public.
So wait, they're giving out state rights in one ruling and taking them away in another?
Let's see, it says here, yep, that's exactly what they're doing. They cited historical tradition. They said there's a historical tradition of being able to keep and bear arms in the U.S.
What about my historical tradition to bodily autonomy and privacy?
Well, it says there is a well-regulated militia.
So by taking away regulations, we're better regulated?
This is the Supreme Court. Doesn't have to make sense.
We have to vote. Joe Biden says that he's considering a 90-day federal gas tax holiday. This tax is 18 cents a gallon, so instead of paying $5.10 a gallon, you'll only pay $4.92. What a bargain! Now, what other gifts do we get on gas tax holiday? I mean, how do we decorate? What do we serve?
Something oily, I hope. I just hate how commercialized gas tax holiday has become. The reason for the season is remembering the battle between Petroleum Jesus and the smog monster from Fern Gully.
I mean, speaking of holidays centered on oil, nobody gave the Maccabees grief for not looking into alternative energy. Maybe we should figure out how to get menorahs so we could make our gas tanks last longer?
I'm gonna hang my stockings by the fireplace.
Good idea. Instead of getting coal in your stocking, maybe Exxon will come and fill it up with gas.
I better not start a fire then.
Too late, it's summer, and with the climate crisis, the world is already on fire.
Can't we just have one nice thing?
I'll tell you one more thing that we can't have, the word the.
The word the?
That's right. This week, the Ohio State University got a trademark on the word the, so they can write it on clothes and sell them. So if you take a Sharpie and you write the word the on your t-shirt, you can not only make someone from Ohio angry,
I can also violate their trademark. Because what are they gonna do? Toss me in landmark jail?
hey, this is America, it could happen.
The Michigan Department of Natural Resources is looking to advance a proposal in stocking Lake Michigan with 1 million Chinook or king salmon by next year in order to help counteract the unusually steep population increase in alewives, an invasive species of fish native to the Atlantic Ocean, which is currently so large they have dead fish carcasses are piling up along the Sleeping Bear coastline. So, just to reiterate, they're going to dump a bunch of kings to take care of the wives because apparently fish eggs are the only roe the government gives a damn about.
The producers of Stranger Things announced that there will be a time jump in season 5 to account for the young actors aging too fast to play high schoolers. Even though nobody asked him for a comment, Drake said, "Now you're seeing what I'm saying." Longtime Degrassi fans are stunningly silent about how far Jimmy has fallen.
Costco has been slapped with a class action lawsuit involving their famously cheap rotisserie chicken. Apparently, the lawsuit claims that Costco has not been ethically raising chickens. I mean, no shit, we haven't been ethically eating them either. What do you expect from a place that sells mayo and shampoo by the gallon? As part of the settlement, Costco will be handing out free memberships to at least 1,000 chickens.
Lucky chickens. Yeah. 2 more Kalamazoo individuals were arrested in connection to public intoxication, obstructing traffic, gun and drug possession, which honestly just sounds like a typical destruction comparable to a single night at Mojo's. These were yet another group of arrests in relation to a phenomenon specific to Kalamazoo called the X-Train parties, where dozens of cars line up late at night and drive slowly, bumper to bumper, through the Kalamazoo neighborhoods while participants drink and imbibe other substances and blast what authorities would categorize as that dang rap music those kids are listening to. It's called an X-Train because it's basically like the extreme version of Ghost Riding, the Whip. It's one Mountain Dew sponsorship away from being the next summer's X Games.
Oh, do they play that fun party train song?
What, Drops of Jupiter?
I wonder if they all have weed gummies in Skull. It'd be a choo-choo train.
Thomas would be very disappointed. These parties are nothing new, with reports going back to the 90s. They have just recently been receiving mainstream media attention. However, I remember my grandfather having a Model X train in his basement, complete with small vomiting plastic figures. In any case, these parties are expected to reduce drastically as soon as the Bob reopens.
Speaking of, in case you didn't hear, like a phoenix rising from the ashes of discarded Fireball whiskey, the big old building, aka the Bob, has announced it will be reopening in September, after announced it was closed less than 6 months ago. The biggest changes will be cashless payment and an expansion of their beer garden and hiring all of the rats that have taken up residence since its closed expenses.
A new dinosaur fossil was found that bears a marking that suggests that dinosaurs had belly buttons. Scientists from China, Argentina, and the U.S. use this high-tech laser imaging to make the discovery of an umbilical scar on the scales of the Psittacosaurus, similar to a crocodile. This is the clearest evidence yet, because apparently dinosaurs were just as prudish about showing their midriff as we were prior to the 80s.
Amazon Studios just announced a new suspense/thriller film to be produced starring Nicole Kidman called Holland, Michigan. A Hitchcockian thriller with black humor about a Midwestern housewife who suspects that her husband is having an affair. As she peels back the surface of her seemingly perfect life, she learns her husband might be leading a dark secret life in Zealand. Her character presumably also drinks mostly chocolate wine and is haunted by people on their way to Saugatuck. Her male co-stars are rumored to be Tom Holland and Tom Hollander. However, it is also technically a Dutch production, so their budget is only $85. So look out for this film next year, as the tagline presumably says, "Death has 2 lips and doesn't wait for the other shoe to drop."
The famous painting Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh will be making its way to Detroit in a special exhibit at the DIA along with 2 more of his works, making the largest scale U.S. exhibition of his work in a generation. What better romantic date to celebrate the state of our world than seeing the most famous postcard ever painted by a suicidal alcoholic? As a special promotion, early bird tickets will be just like Van Gogh's ears, half off. And there will also be an opening ceremony featuring Van Gogh dancers. Dancing to Wake Me Up Before You Van Gogh. Wake me up.
And much like a magic eye, if you stare long enough, it becomes a QR code. However, it's not compatible with the Night Sky app, because if you try to use it, your phone will explode. This exhibit will also still be only the 2nd most famous painting in Detroit, after Shaggy 2 Dope's face.
And because we still have some extra steam to get off our chests. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. The Supreme Court are so out of touch. They call the fridge an icebox.
The Supreme Court are so out of touch.
How much are they?
They think flat earthers have a decent perspective.
The Supreme Court are so out of touch. They still print out their spam email and MapQuest directions.
The Supreme Court are so out of touch. They send faxes in cursive or carrier pigeon.
And their emails are still either AOL or MSN.
Oh yeah, they ask for the smoking section at restaurants and order tab.
They have a Tesla, but it's a stick shift.
They're so pissed that Johnny Carson got taken off the air.
They think that Archie Bunker was progressive.
They refer to Billy Joel as that newcomer from Long Island.
They think milk is still under $1 and delivered in bottles by a man in a white suit.
Their favorite cartoons are the banned ones.
They think gay rights just refers to being happy. And they wonder why that hunk Rock Hudson never settled down.
They pine for the days of Charlie Chaplin's best role.
They intentionally ride elevators just so they can hear their favorite song.
They go to the movie theater to watch the news.
They only know Leslie Nielsen's dramatic work.
They were there when they built the food pyramid.
They originally read the Bible serially.
They think there's only 1.5 genders.
They think that the 3/5 clause was one of their greatest accomplishments.
They just realized that Ruth Bader Ginsburg died.
They've opened up their homes to militia in preparation of a civil war. Oh wait, that's not that out of touch. Okay. In calm news tonight, in case you didn't know, this is a special fundraiser show for Planned Thank you all for selling out the show. And no, we're not talking about the meme account that makes fun of the Grand Castle.